make themselves some tea if they needed. There's Ian. Concrete reporting. So we're under a couple like, easy up garage, carport size easy ups. Nice, because we had for days it was just like a web of tarps, green tarps. So this was dangerous for a couple days. Because there was like this massive section that was all treats and like Heavenly Donuts sent over a bunch of boxes, and I don't see it right now, but we also had Albina Press, which kept bringing coffee to us. Hot coffee. Do you see our breakfast area?
Yeah,
it was so funny. Like how many different, that's like there too. And for those of you who are concerned, we got like sort of in the very beginning, sort of like the entry to this area. We've got gloves and a lot of hand sanitizer. So there's a lot of awareness and people being careful about that as much as we can be. You know, thankfully, I mean, so much hand sanitizer stuff. So I highly doubt that donations are still being brought here. Like at this point, we're trying to dismantle. Oh, sorry. That's okay. It would actually be really nice if I could try and find maybe Regina, or if I could try and find Gary or somebody else who would maybe want to say a few words and maybe let us know if more donations or help are needed. Do we need more bodies? No? Are we good? Feel like we have enough people to do the rest of this? I am like blown away by how fast this happened.
I know. It was such a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I'm sorry I wasn't here for that. I was trying to take a break today after I got like that anarchist kid spray painted my phone yesterday.
Yeah.
But I had to come down to show my viewers, like, this is what this has been about, this community and how we work together.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Have you seen, is Rage even here?
I haven't seen Rage.
Or Gary?
I haven't seen Rage or Gary.
Oh, that's good. You know what? I hope they're sleeping somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's come back over here for a minute. Again, so this is looking at, wow, gimbal, what the hell? It's not what it used to be. This is looking south. So that was the south barricade, Mississippi and Albina. And that right there is the Red House. Oh, it's so funny though, like I was saying before, all this fencing is what, the sheriffs came in, destroyed the house, and then put this fencing up around the perimeter and tried to tell the protesters here not to cross that line. And yeah, right. But look, put back nice and neat for the city to come and collect. Come pick up your stuff. And thank you very much. came in quite useful. Well, thank you very much for giving us a way to very quickly make a blockade. We very much appreciate it. So, I like the fire, but now people are actually sitting down. We got press. People are actually sitting down, so it'd be harder for me to film it without getting faces. Let's see if I can come way back here. There's our very glorious press tent. It's very, very exciting. And give another sort of perspective on that. I'm going to try and get far enough away that you can't see it. So, the street. I got some guy up here a little up the street. He's watching me like a hawk to see if I aim it in their direction. But, you know, no more barricade. Pretty good. So there you guys have it. There's your tour. So, Crystal, are you just asking me to explain for all the viewers, or because you're not sure what the story is? Like, I don't want to go over all of it if most of you are aware of how we got here and what this is kind of about. I guess the summary. What was that yes to? I asked you a couple questions. Which part? For you or for the other viewers? People watching? Explain a bit for everyone. Okay. So the Red House has been in the Kinney family for generations. I think so. Forgive me if I misquote this. I think it's 60 or 70 years. And as I understand, they'd actually paid off their mortgage. And then there was a crisis in the family. And I'm not going to even touch on the details of that because to me, they really don't matter. To me, they're surface details. It's really easy to get distracted by, but that's not what we're here for. But what matters is that they had to take out another mortgage on their home to pay for legal defense, I think, of one of the family members because there was a crisis. And unfortunately, that the bank that they took the mortgage out. I'm in selfie mode, so I don't want to get you guys in there. Sorry. The bank that they took the mortgage out was a predatory lender. Let's just say it like it is. In Britain, some English bank, which, as I understand it, has since been prosecuted for doing this kind of thing to other people. Probably did it a lot.
Why do we have a Britain bank coming here?
An elderly couple. So
I already don't believe you, chick.
There's a whole, in their words, story about it. I wish I had mods that I could say, hey, grab that link, because I think it's on OPB. I think if you just do a Google search for the Kinney family, Kinney, OPB and the Kinney family and the story in their words of how we got to this place. Because I also know it's been requested that we really let the Kinneys speak for themselves and we try not to give commentary too much. Especially for me.
I kind of feel like you're trying to be a white savior, little girl.
So I'm trying to give you guys a little overview without overstepping that boundary. But the
That's very white privilege of you.
shit went south. The bank foreclosed. It was sold through foreclosure to a flipper, a developer, for $260,000. And I think it was early September that they came to actually eject the family, and that they came in and gave them 10 minutes to gather their belongings in a house that they've lived in for generations. Yes, Thank you so much, Phil. That's exactly what I was looking for. Please read that article. That is the best place I can direct you to if you really want to know what this is all about and understand why so many of us have been here helping and lending our bodies and our support. I do want to say it's not just about the Kinney family. This is about such a broader conversation, and this is just where we decided to take a stand. I say we because I'm talking collectively, and I am part of this community. I think, what do they call it, gonzo journalism? I am not an unbiased, I'm not a reporter even, but I'm not unbiased in my sharing of what's happening and my documentation of it. I very much, all through the summer, I've said it too, I support Black Lives Matter. I believe in what we're fighting for, or fighting against, rather. See all those piles of wood and like the nice colorful lights. It became a really incredible community. We had a lot of people who were camped out in tents here, and there wasn't a huge number of people here all the time. No photos, not even like still photos of each other around the fire kind of thing. I did, when I was given a couple times go ahead, I did like quick little walkthroughs, and there was a march that started here once, and I did stream that. And like I was saying earlier, they came in with so much violence, and in the ugliest manner possible, tried to do their best to say, we're boss, and we are reclaiming this home for the owner. And the way that they did it was so incredibly disgusting, and only just further demonstrates what I think, like the police and the sheriffs, especially the Multnomah County sheriffs, they're the ones who assaulted me on August 1st. That's those same guys, the sheriffs. They are such fucking bullies. I can't. If you haven't been out and experienced them, like they're like the worst of the worst. And but they came and did all that shit to the house, and then they left it to the PPB. And the PPB came back greatly outnumbered, and they kind of got their asses kicked. I wasn't here, but I've heard stories. I think they kind of got their asses handed to them. And I think what like Ted Wheeler was saying was an attack on the police. I think as they were leaving, like one of the patrol cars got like its rear window smashed and its tires slashed. And I'm like, okay, so you guys consider that an attack, but that's exactly what they fucking did to me. Like, exactly that. I'm laughing because it's laughable. Really. The kitchen is, it has started. It's not as set up as it was, but all these people that are here, they need to be fed and cared for while the cleanup happens. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if that was that sufficient, Crystal? Did you feel, was that enough of a description for you guys who have not been following this from the beginning? I hope so. Yeah, I don't know. I know I saw my friend Alex Milan on Twitter. He's a friend of mine. He's with the AP Press. I saw he had like a video clip of the patrol car driving away with the slashed tires and broken window. So yeah, that's why we're here. You know, they did that before. For months, it's been this like self-contained protest, and the neighbors all know what's going on. You know, maybe some of them were not in support of it, but like I've tried to show you, by and large, like this family has been here for generations. So you can imagine, like other people who are neighborly know the Kinneys. So there's been support for it, but it was contained. I'm gonna really quickly turn this around, and then again, so it was contained within the property, and then this little like park, which is where the kitchen is now. It wasn't blocking any roads. The traffic went through here, no problem. There wasn't all this graffiti. There wasn't graffiti all over the streets. It was just a self-contained community over there. And there was a kitchen in the back, the food for the community. F4, number 4 TC, if you look them up, they actually need help. Obvious. I don't have to think about it. I just know that I feel it in my gut. This is where I need to be. And this is where I can be the most useful, even though I'm like getting flack from everybody. I'm surprised. It does. Predatory lending and how it's disproportionate. Still that have never been properly addressed or tended to, all the way back to broken treaties and genocide and slavery. I mean, like, this entire country is founded upon absolute atrocities. And for me, no, none of that can be atoned for by like just this one home and one piece of property. But up the entire city, and all these people mobilized to show up and be here and say, fuck you, we're gonna take this land back. And it worked. So there you have it. That was a little bit of a diatribe. I'm brevity is not. For years when I've